acceptance isn't passive. People think if I accept something, then it's not going to change, but that couldn't be further from the truth, because actually what we judge, we're stuck with. And when we're judging something, when we're pushing it away, we're actually giving our energy to what we're opposing. We unconsciously think by judging something is going to help us change the situation. But acceptance is about our inner state, right? It's about our energy, not the action. Action is about the behavior. Acceptance doesn't necessarily mean complacent. You can be in a space of acceptance, be in an energy of accepting of what is happening, and still be proactive in making changes in your life. So let me ground this just to give you an example. In my business last year, I ended up finding a credit card processing company I was so excited about because they were going to give me half off of my regular rate, and this could have done a lot for my business. I ended up using them, and on the day of the launch, when the sales were coming through, I found out that half of the people that were attempting to join the program ended up, their transactions were blocked because of security reasons. I had no idea that this had happened. People were like, why can't I join? I'm trying to join. So afterwards, I ended up calling them to complain. And I found out that not only had that happened, but they also ended up telling me that I didn't have enough information for them. So they had let go of all of my sales. I lost all of them. I was devastated. And I wish I could report that it was more zen and that I was chill about it, that I felt the feelings of resistance and uncomfortable feelings in my body and then took decisive action, but I didn't. I was trying to get them to change. I was trying to get them to fix it, but it was pointless. They'd already released the sales. But when you're in an emotional state, it's hard to see clearly sometimes. So ideally, I would have just felt the uncomfortable feelings in my body, felt the frustration and resistance, and let it integrate back into my nervous system and then taken action from there. Because the action was going to be the same. Clearly, I didn't want to work with this company. Once I came to peace with like, this is what has happened, arguing with what has already happened isn't going to be helpful. And then I could just make a change to go back to my old processing company. And the funny thing is that the action's the same, but where I come from is different. And let's be honest, like I'm the one, or we are the ones that are most affected by the energy we're putting out in the world. And so the invitation really is just to let yourself breathe into the sensations when they come up, when you feel reactive, as much as you can. I'm learning, I know that you're learning as well. And so breathe into them, let them have their life within you, and then they move through. And from there, you can still take decisive action in your life. It's important to see that acceptance isn't necessarily about being passive. It's not about being a doormat or not having boundaries. You can still take action on what you prefer, but you're coming from a different place. And often when we're in this surrendered place, I call it surrendered action. That's when miracles and things unfold for you and you're just in the flow and alignment of life, of what's trying to come in. And so when we're not lost in shoulds of what should happen or shouldn't happen, we're available to where life is directing us. And it's such a gift to ourselves and then those around us. In this way, you end up getting your energy back that you were using to oppose what was actually happening in the situation. So you feel more revitalized, you feel more energized. And so you don't have to believe me, just be willing to test this out. There are 3 specific practical things that you can do. Next time you feel your sense of in againstness, test this out. Let me know how it goes. The first one is acceptance. And this is just about accepting whatever's happening in the present moment, even if it's like, I'm in complete judgment and resistance of everything, literally being like, I'm supposed to be judging, right? Because that acceptance takes you out every single time. So acceptance is number 1. The second thing, breathe into the sensations that are present in your body, right? You start breathing into it, starts settling the energy inside of you, you get more present and clear. And then thirdly, choices. What are my choices? So you can ask yourself, if you're wanting to make a change, just check in. What do I want to do from here? And then do it, right? Because the alternative is to eat a bag of chips, feel totally bad about yourself, and like go into this hamster wheel of feeling doubtful, and it's not going to be helpful. But you know, if that's the alternative, if that's the best you can do, that's okay too. You just accept that and you start from number 1. So try this out. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's a day. Experiment and find out what's actually more productive and efficient in your own life. Learning takes time. So if you didn't get it like I didn't, it's totally fine. But if you do, let me know how it goes. I would love to hear from you.